I want to go ahead and start this thing off with Jonah Williams, the Cincinnati Bengals left tackle, because I find this very, very interesting. All right. So, this beginning of free agency, the Kansas City Chiefs, they decided they wanted to go ahead and sign Jonah Taylor, the ex-Jacksonville Jaguars left tackle, to a 4-year, $80 million contract. Now, this whole time we were thinking that the Kansas City Chiefs were going to try to re-sign Orlando Brown Jr., and then boom, we get hit with the bombshell of Jonah Taylor going to Kansas City, which this caused like a domino effect type of situation, right? So, Jonah Taylor, the 4-year, $80 million contract. Last year, only gave up 5 sacks, 1 hit, 15 hurries. I've seen some improvement in Jonah Taylor as far as him playing his productivity at playing tackle every single season that he's been into the league. So I like the trajectory that Jonah Taylor is on. So here's where the domino effect kicks in. After that, Orlando Brown Jr., the former Kansas City Chiefs tackle, he decides, okay, cool, I'm going to Cincinnati. Signs a 4-year, $64 million contract with the Cincinnati Bengals, which I read a report the other day where Orlando Brown kind of like fleeced itself out of being the highest paid tackle in football. I think he took like a $40 million pay cut or something like that. So as soon as that domino fell, Jonah Williams, the left tackle for the Cincinnati Bengals, is like, oh no. Orlando Brown Jr. coming in to play left tackle, which we'll get to in a second. They're going to move me to right tackle? Or am I expendable? Is that what this is? And so he demands a trade right after that. So here's where I'm at with it. With Jonah Williams demanding the trade, it seems like Jonah Williams is going to be moving to the right tackle position, and Orlando Brown is going to be taking over the left tackle position. Now, a lot of folks will be like, it's not that big of a deal, but at the end of the day, it kind of is a big of a deal because of the price difference as far as what left tackles get paid compared to right tackles. Now, the reason why the importance of the left tackle, the reason why the left tackle position is so important is because it's protecting the blind side of the quarterback. Until Lawrence Taylor came into the league and wreaked havoc, nobody really paid attention to how important the left tackle position was. So guys like Orlando Pace, Jonathan Ogden, Jason Peters, those guys are in high regard because they are protecting the quarterback's blind side from getting murdered. Blind side. What do you mean by blind side? So majority of the quarterbacks in the NFL are right-handed quarterbacks. So their stance is towards facing the right. So really, you can't really see what is going on behind you. And when you get hit from that blind side and you're not seeing who's coming from that side, it could not be a good thing. So the Jonah Williams thing, what Zach Taylor and the Cincinnati Bengals are asking for, they're looking for a first round pick out of Jonah Williams. Now, personally, I'm not really on board with the first round pick because of the fact that Jonah Williams last year gave up 12 sacks. That's a staggering number where you give up 12 sacks from the blind side. So they were satisfied with the way he played in the playoffs. Maybe he showed some growth in the playoffs, but you asking for a first round pick for a tackle that gave up 12 sacks, I'm not too sure. Now, I will say Jonah Williams has been extremely durable. In the last 3 seasons, he's played 42 games, but at the end of the day, Jonah Williams is entering the final year of his contract. When you enter the final year of your contract, I feel like teams have all the leverage in the world because they know what you're looking for. They're looking for some type of compensation for a player that has an expiring contract that's going to hit the market anyway. So I would probably say at this point, it's going to look like Jonah Williams is going to get the asking price for Jonah Williams, you're probably going to get maybe a second at most. Because I don't see him being first round pick material as far as what to give up for compensation due to the fact that didn't like the 12 sacks, expiring contract. Cincinnati Bengals are backed against the wall, and clearly Jonah Williams doesn't look like he's looking forward to playing the right tackle position. And from what I've heard from tackles, offensive linemen that switch positions, it's a totally different ball game when you switch from left to right. So we don't know what to expect.